Lobo Acholi kachel kidano duju mangwinyo lebluo. Alego ni uloke mabe uchik it wu barakany we win leba chuli muchwing kilok muchwing ma digi maja bikonyo wun pekuo wu lo kachel kilutien wu. Loke winya mabe ni matidni ni dwa dek medwe machel 2024 and His Excellency Daniel Soka atie kilok mapigi tegu adada ma mira loke wun macharo kagana an waching cha abiruka wajune ni Owinydolo petwero konyo Acholi Owinydolo petwero konyo Acholi and ngat mokiken mati associated with President Museveni and Rwandese Tutsi will never help Acholi. Kare mapol abirka wajune botwuni Owinydolo ti Museveni's mapis. Museveni's mapis and Owinydolo to duongi kikono ke Otema gini. Those people will never help Acholi with anything. They will never deliver any good thing for the Acholi people. The reason why the Acholi people and the people from northern Uganda are suffering is just because of people like Owinydolo to duong kidan chalo Otema wine. Kien ma weko lutiano ki duong tutwal I Uganda unyo ilobo northern Uganda ilobo Acholi tutwal le ene ye ni wok ki timpa dan chalo Owinydolo kachiel ke Otema wangi ki family pa wany giena igu kelo peka ilobo Acholi gunnego lutiano Acholi magi bejo nego weng guti maranyi duji lo Acholi kay neno tin gidugu gi waje ni gen gi mara Acholi amira waje tini joni eni pege mara Acholi dok joni eni pege konya Acholi enu ni pelo konya Acholi ina yelu nega Acholi ngat mau bi konya Acholi dogo bi delivering Acholi ki pego ki chanduju ene wandu tero eni makinywale wai kare pa Museveni mawangeo gin maraju duju ma Museveni timo maraji kom wan kom family wa kom wege wa ki mege wa chwe nyini pa bi dum chwe nyini as really traumatizers chwe nyini gin mama lago peke gin mama kwanyo peke wana ye wabichulu kuopa megiwa wana ye wabichulu kuopa wigiwa wana ye wabichulu kuopa dana wa uduju makinego gi iloba Acholi umak chawa kidakika ma waju kilok man umak chawa kidakika kinero dwe ma ana waju ne botwuni Owinydolo ena ye juia wajoni Owinydolo ye uweko chwar ki udugang uweko kilama patugi udugang uweko ukot alaigi gudugang lutiana Acholi mate prominent ujukwele bodwongi kingangi Owinydolo kachir gene kela toko bigombe gene ye go biro lutiana wa erni go kelo juni ni gang chido inge Museveni unego ge weng agreement maki signing ba peje nwende biara inwenda dek meduma biro 1988 matieno weko mon pachilil go moli ruk gudugu gang lutiana Acholi ma uyek magulot mabejo Museveni ndego ge duyu eni Owinydolo gene kira toko bigome gene ego initiating Owinydolo gene ego go team initiating to parotiana Acholi gene ego we tin wan watika koko ya Acholi gene we wan mukene tin watie lu tin ki watiki chwe madit gene ego we wan vo pa Acholi patwer chang Owinydolo pengeo chwe na ma anatie kere chwe ma ana tikere Owinydolo pengeo dok chwe ma wandu tieno mukene watikere dano pengeo oko kera wabi muoj kere chalo bom oko karne biromo chuchok kibene. Several times I've been disagreeing that this workshop or what is happening in Pongduo, which is initiated by Owinydolo and Olara Otunu, it will never actually and it will not deliver anything that Acholi will need now or in future. Awajo daka noe ni gin machiel matwero konya Acholi ene lweny kijemo. Gin mama pat ke lweny kijemo petwero konyo peko pa Acholi. Dok petwero konyo wan machala Acholi kachit kilobu. Ruolo. Peo bi konyowa. Wan wadeg ng'at moki ken ma reporting both Museveni. Wamirni peko pa Acholi should not be reported to Museveni. Because Museveni ene okelo peko ene koma Acholi. So whoever report to Museveni is a stupid fool. That person will never help Acholi with anything. Will never help the Luo community with anything. Gin matwer konyo wan Acholi ene lweny kijemo. Che utung. Gin mo peke mapat. Ante ngaro waje ni kilwenya ko Museveni muno ila rema tege ini waje unyo ichwao ni kilwenya ko Museveni unyo kijeva ko Museveni. You are my friend, you are my best friend, you are not only my friend but you are my best friend. I am preaching. Listen to me very well and very carefully. Kijami na kijona uduyo matika ni sheting ketgema kupe ketgiro international wa miro ni kilwenya ko Museveni. There is nothing that Museveni and this Tutsi will understand apart from rebellion. Apart from rebellion and war, we must rebel against these people. If you think that diplomacy will help us to deliver what we want, then you are mistaken. There is no any diplomacy that will help the Acholi community and the suffering population of the people in northern Uganda. Yes, there's nothing completely. I always tell you that all this suffering, what we are going through, has been brought by Museveni and the Rwandese Tutsi and his kinsmen. So I don't understand why you are going to beg someone who has brought problem, somebody who has brought the separation and the problem that we are facing right now. You are still going to beg him to give you what you are lacking. That one will never be happen. It will never be possible. Peo bitime matwal. Chero kara do you are preaching a logo daga wajini gien mo mau bikonyo Acholi muleme peke awajo niano do you the front way wani peace cannot be given, freedom cannot be given, justice cannot be given. There is nothing that will be given in a silver plate. So we must fight. Power is not given. Freedom is not given. You must shed blood for the freedom that you want. So we as the Acholi people and the people of northern Uganda, we must accept to shed our blood for the freedom and the peace we want. Peace is not given. Freedom is not given. Power is not given. But yaga charuke me polo. Yaga charuke me polo. Yak. Diplomacy will deliver what you want, then you are wasting a lot of time. You're wasting a lot of time. We must fight for what we want. There is nothing which is given. Freedom is not given. Power is not given. Okay? Peace is not given. We must accept to shed our blood. We must fight for our land. We must fight for our people. We must fight for our future and the future of our children. Several times Museveni has been saying that he fought for what he's enjoying. Whoever wants to take power from him should go to the bush. Where were you when we were in the bush? He always say that. But I don't know why other people still waste their time begging Museveni, respecting him, calling him as their grandfather. That is a lot of nonsense. That is a lot of nonsense. It will not work for the people who has been born when Museveni is in power. All what we want is, wow, rebellion. That is all what can deliver what we want. And I always say the best thing the indigenous Ugandan can do right now is to unite with Baganda. We must unite. We as the indigenous tribes of Uganda, we must unite so that we get the freedom we want. We must rebel against Museveni and the Rwandese Tutsi refugee occupants. Yes, Uganda is an occupation by the refugee group. Yes, Uganda is under occupation by the refugee group. Museveni has done a lot of things that I cannot say it by mouth. I cannot say it with my mouth. It is uncountable. All this problem and the separation is in Uganda has been brought by Museveni. So we must fight for our people, for our freedom. I don't see reason of people wasting time begging Museveni. So we must stop wasting time to be begging Museveni and his Rwandese Tutsi refugee occupants. They will not do what we want. First of all, the reason why we as the people of northern Uganda, we are not having our cow, it was intentionally robbed, raided by Museveni. Northern Uganda has been raided. Our cow has been raided by Museveni and his kinsmen. But now, look at all this separation. The people of northern Uganda, the Acholi community, it's now standing at 69% poverty rate. All this poverty has been brought by Museveni and his kinsmen. All the separation that we are going through has been brought by Museveni. But I still feel so disgusted. I am flabbergasted when I see people like Norbert Mao are going and trying to unite with Museveni. People like Todong and their one family are going there working with Museveni. Those people are not getting any solution for the people of Acholi and the northern Uganda. These people, they are working for their stomach and their children. They are working for their family. They went there to enjoy. Whoever enjoy with the devil is a devil. Whoever share a plate or a round table with the devil, it's a devil. Whoever sit in a round table with the devil, it's a devil. So we as the indigenous Uganda, we must learn something. We must unite. We must fight for our freedom. We must fight for our people. I feel always so flabbergasted when the Rwandese Tutsi refugee group, which are not even, they cannot even reach 5 million people, but they have been ruling Uganda, and now they have ruled Uganda for over 40 years. They have ruled us. That is why anytime we go lobbying for our fund and all other things in the Western world, in other part of the world, when we say we have a president who has been in power for 40 years, people will get surprised. They always say that the indigenous people, the people there must be stupid. The people there must be stupid fool because they are the one who are keeping Museveni into power. What is stopping the people to unite and rebel against Museveni? What is stopping the indigenous people of Uganda to fight Museveni out of power? For how long shall we be going through with this separation and all this problem we're going through? For how long? So ka jomu kene tiga mete nyo jomu kene gitamoni gin me pong duoni konyo nyo ripe ma Owinydolo gitiga dimene ni konyo. Let other people work, but the people Charo Ani will never be part of that stupid thing. That stupid discussion. Yes, it is a stupid discussion because it will never bear fruits. It will never deliver what we as the Acholi community want. It will not. There is no any diplomacy which the Rwandese Tutsi refugee occupant in Uganda can deliver to the indigenous Uganda. No. That is why I always love Bobby Wine and I always stand with him. That is the people. That is why I say the problem of Uganda will be solved by we, the current generation, we, the youths of this country. We who were born when Museveni is in power. Because we have never seen peace since I was born. When Museveni is in power, I've been witnessing and seeing problem only. I've never enjoyed my country. I've never enjoyed life. I've never seen what they call peace. I've never enjoyed anything. So I am very willing to lead any revolution against President Museveni and his Rwandese Tutsi kinsmen. I'm ready to be an army general. I'm ready to die and fight Museveni out of power. And this should be our motto. I have been asking the people who are wasting time gathering in Pongduo. I said, what is the motto of sitting in Pongduo? What is the motto of what those of Owinydolo and Chief Justice Owinydolo Chigamoy and the Olara Otunu are trying to initiate or are trying to talk about? What is the motto? What are they fighting? What are their goals? It's not there. Those people go there they went to for lamentation. And what can deliver us out of this power, out of this current situation is not lamentation, but is war and rebellion. So we must start practicing war and rebellion. We must be rebellious and more rebellious than the Lamogi people of 1911. Yes, we must do a serious rebellion. So all the indigenous tribes of Uganda must come together. Bobby Wine, you are a friend of Uganda. You are loved in Uganda. And several times I said, Bobby Wine win election in northern Uganda and all other parts of Uganda by far. And I said, repeat it, Museveni has never won election in northern Uganda. And he will never win it. Museveni has never won election in northern Uganda. And he will never win it. He's Rorinega. They have been saying that Museveni won election and Bobby was number two. That is a lie. Bobby was number one. People in northern Uganda voted for Bobby Wine in all ways. They voted in a swamp. They gave a swamp votes to Bobby Wine. Majority of us gave vote to him, but Museveni tried to rob and came out with a fake results. So votes will never deliver what we want. Votes will never do what we want. Election will never deliver what we want. We must fight. We must get rebellious. We must rebel against Museveni. It's only revolution that can remove Museveni out of power. It's only rebellion that can remove Museveni out of power. It's only war that can remove Museveni out of power. But no any diplomacy. Diplomacy will never help, will never deliver all what we want. Will never, and it will never. So right now, we must get in our attire ready. We must get in our military attire ready to fight Museveni and his Rwandese kinsmen. We must rebel. Don't expect diplomacy. Several times I've been telling you that even the white people and the missionaries who came in Africa, they were practicing diplomacy and war. And all what they were saying, when diplomacy fails, violence take over. That was the motto of Roman Catholics. It was the motto of the missionaries who came in Africa. That is why they were using the indirect rule and the direct rule. The people who agreed with them, they use indirect rule. They use diplomacy. They work with diplomacy. But people who disagreed with him, like the Rotawich, Opayera, the Rotogok, Opadibe, and other local chief of Acholi, Kabaka Kabalega, those who disagree, who disagreed with the white missionary or the Roman Catholics and the missionaries, they were fought. They were fought. So when diplomacy fails, violence take over. Several times diplomacy has failed to deliver what we want. So there is no way diplomacy can deliver anything in Uganda. We must fight for our people. We must fight for our freedom. We must fight for the power that we want. I still repeat that power is not given. Freedom is not given. Peace is not given. We must accept to fight. We must accept to lose our blood. We must shed our blood to get the freedom we want, to get the liberty we want. Yes. Power is not given. Nobody can give you power in this world. You must fight for it. I think you can remember history when you read the French Revolution. In 1897, when the the queen said, if they cannot afford bread, let them buy cakes. That one brought uprising. It brought the revolution. The kingdomship is no longer working, and most of our countries are being now ruled by the president and the prime ministers, just simply because, actually the president. Other people call their president prime minister. Some people call them in a different way. It's because of Napoleon Bonaparte. So we must think of revolution than think or wasting time in any part of or being associated with any part of diplomatic talk or approach. There's no diplomatic approach that can deliver what we want. So I am still repeating, stop wasting your time on those stupid gatherings at Pongduo led by Owinydolo. We don't need to work with anybody who reports to Museveni. We need a person who will report to Acholi. Ngat madwako kwena ki message mabe about Acholi and pengat ma reporting about Museveni. We don't want any problem of Acholi to be initiated by Museveni's mouthpiece or by the people working with Museveni. Anybody who is working with Museveni is the enemy of the Acholi people. Anybody working with Museveni is the enemy. It's an enemy of the indigenous Uganda. I repeat, anybody working with Museveni is the enemy of the indigenous Uganda. So we must talk about rebellion. We must talk about revolution. We must talk about war if we want to deliver what the indigenous Ugandans want. It is so bad that somebody who is not even Uganda, who is not a Ugandan, who is not even Uganda citizen, a Rwandese Tutsi, to rule us, to rule our country for over 40 years. I always ask myself, what does Rwanda has? What minerals does Rwanda has? What tax? How much money did the Rwandese collect in tax? Look how Rwanda is developed. All the tax that we pay in Uganda is going to develop Rwanda. All the tax that we pay in Uganda is going to develop Rwanda. It's developing Rwanda. We are being ruled by a refugees, by refugee group. Our country is under occupation. Our country is under occupants of the Rwandese Tutsi refugee group. I always feel flabbergasted when the people of Uganda are still wasting time on election and votes instead of uprising against Museveni and the Rwandese Tutsi refugee group. Instead of fighting or thinking of buying guns and launch war in Uganda to kick Museveni or to fight Museveni out of power. I don't know why people are not doing that. This is what keeping me disgusted. This is what keeping me flabbergasted every time. Yes. It is so much disgusting me. For how long shall we be ruled by the refugee group? For how long do we need Uganda to be under the occupation of the refugee group? For how long? We must wake up. The indigenous Uganda must wake up to fight Museveni and his Rwandese refugee occupants and his Rwandese refugee group out of our country. Because we are tired of witnessing problem, murder, then land robbery, and all the assassination happening on the indigenous Ugandan. When Mandela came out of the prison, Winnie Mandela has been insisting that Mandela, diplomacy will not help us. Diplomacy will be a painkiller in our struggle. It will be a Panadol. It will be a painkiller. It will never treat our disease. It will never treat our chronic disease. We must fight out all these white people. We must fight the white man's supremacy from our country. So those people like Norbert Mao who are now getting married with Museveni, who are now associating and working with Museveni, they are just getting painkiller. But they are not looking for a permanent solution for the people of the Acholi people or the people of or the indigenous Ugandans. Whoever is working with Museveni is wasting time, because this is the Museveni who will never stand a diplomatic process. All what they understand is war. Actually, Museveni is a beast. Those people have mentality mind. They have rebels mind. That rebel mind in them will never be treated, will never be healed. So you cannot talk diplomatic process. You cannot discuss a diplomatic process with a rebel, with a stupid fool, Ukwan Achonya. So Museveni ke eni mamergitia Achonya Ukwan Gin Mapekiniang. They are best with illiteracy. Actually, I don't see, if you see those of Museveni and the Rwandese Tutsi, they look like cow. They look like cow. I don't know how you are studying them. Those people are mad like cow. They are obsessed with stupidity. They are obsessed with ignorance. They are obsessed with illiteracy. How can you? They cannot understand. Those people live like animals. First of all, those people are animals. They are not human beings. They are not human beings. I feel pity when people call these people human beings. They are not human beings. Those are animals. Live by animals every time. All what they know is animal and drinking milk. Milk are meant for babies. What they are eating actually cannot make them reason properly. Cannot make them reason maturity. It cannot make them reason in a mature way. So you cannot go and discuss a diplomatic process with an illiterate, with a idiotic person, with somebody who is obsessed with illiteracy, obsessed with stupidity, obsessed with Ukwan Achonya. I feel so disgusted to see a stupid fool like Museveni to be the president of Uganda for 40 years. I feel so disgusted, and this is what pains me a lot. I don't know if it pains all other indigenous Ugandans the way it pains me. Some of us are restless. We cannot even sleep because our country is an occupation. How can I say I am enjoying life when my country is an occupation? Our citizens, our father, our mother, our relatives are dying of treatable disease simply because of poverty that has been imposed on them by Museveni. Waloro about Nero Museveni, waloro about Willow Drone, me Luenyigo Museveni, waloro about Willow military weapon to fight Museveni and run this group out of power. But not wasting time to go and unite with Museveni, think that you have got a solution. Uniting with Museveni is not a solution. It will never deliver what we want. It will never deliver what the citizens want. We must think about fighting. We must think about buying military hardware, military equipments, the guns, the drone, and other thing against Museveni. We must think about assassinating Museveni and the Rwandese refugee group, but not uniting with him as those people like Mao are trying to do. That is bad. That cannot help. I still repeat that whoever is working with Museveni is the enemy of the indigenous Uganda. It's the indigenous of the indigenous Ugandans. Whoever is working with Museveni is an enemy of the indigenous Uganda. Yes. Let's think about buying drone. Let's think about assassinating Museveni and the Rwandese group. Let's think about buying military wetware. Let's think about revolution, but not having any diplomatic process or this diplomatic discussion with Museveni and his Rwandese kinsmen. No. How can we make the people who are less than 5 million to be ruling us for over 40 years? Let's wake up and fight. Even our country, even our land, the beautiful land that we have in northern Uganda, our grandfather, our great-great-grandfather fought for. So we must fight for what we want. We must fight to get freedom. We must fight to get the peace and the liberty we want. We must fight for the liberation of our people. Sometimes the current situation in Uganda cannot be ignored. What the citizens of Uganda are going through cannot be ignored. You can dance, you can sing, you can do all other things, but will never be the solution. You can unite with Museveni and the Rwandese kinsmen, but you will never come to the solution. You will never deliver what the citizen wants. Somebody who is living like a beast, who does not understand anything, you are going to discuss things. What are you going to discuss with him? You cannot discuss a diplomatic process with a stupid fool, somebody who behave like a beast. Those people look like cow. How can a cow understand? It is the 3rd of January 2024, mark the time and the date. I have said this. We must get up and fight. We must talk about rebellion. We must talk about revolution if we want to deliver the peace and the liberty to our indigenous Ugandans. I've said this all for God and my country. My name is His Excellency Daniel Soka. Yes. Peace and love to my all indigenous Uganda. We are coming.